Hey, what's up guys? Today I have some 6 easy OLL cases for you to learn. I tried to choose a variety of different types, some dot cases, some L cases, and some line cases, so that we have just a bunch of different things to try out. So before we get started, I'm going to show you the 2 main algorithms that are used in this, and then we'll get right into the actual cases themselves. So as mentioned, there are 2 algorithms or moves that are used quite often in OLLs as well as PLLs. The first one is called the sexy move, and it is performed R, U, R prime, U prime. And a lot of these cases, if not all of them, utilize this at some point. So it's very important to just know that and recognize it within solves, and it will make the whole solving process and OLL learning process a lot easier. Just to repeat that again, it's R, U, R prime, U prime. Very, very simple. So the second one that's used in quite a few of these algorithms that I'm going to teach you is called Sledgehammer, and it is performed R prime, F, R, F prime. So again, this is used quite often, and it is important to know, which is why I decided to include it here. So just to repeat that again for you, it's R prime, F, R, F prime. Okay, so this first one is a dot case, and it's when there's no other white on the top. You've got this bar of 1/3 white right here, or whatever color you happen to use on the top, and then you have a 1/2 here and here in the back. So it's pretty easy to recognize, and it's also a pretty easy alg to execute. You use the sexy move, and here is how the algorithm works. You go F, and now we're going to do the sexy move, which is R, U, R prime, U prime. And then in some different algorithms, at some point you would just do an F prime to get it back to the start. However, in this case, we are not going to do that. We're going to grip the front layer with these 2 fingers, do an S move, and then do the sexy move again. R, U, R prime, U prime. And then both of these 2 layers, F prime. So this next one is also very easy to recognize, even though it is a dot case. Again, we have no other whites on the top here. And you have a line of 3 on this side, a line of 3 on this side, and then in the front and back you just have 1 white here and here. So very easy to recognize. So for this one, you use the sledgehammer in this one. And I would say it's pretty easy to execute, and it goes like this. R, U2, then R prime, and then at this point you can do the sledgehammer, R prime, F, R, F prime. Then you do a U2, so this block is in the back, and then you do the sledgehammer again, which is R prime, F prime, R, F prime. So now getting into some L cases or block cases, you can see this one here, we have a block of 4 whites right here, then 1 right here, and then a key thing to notice is there's only 1 here. There are some cases where there would be white here and here, but we just want these 2 to be white. So this one is also utilizing the sledgehammer. So for this you do R, U2, R prime, then sledgehammer, R prime, F, R, F, and then at this point you can see this long line. So it should be ringing bells in your head that you should line it up, and then you do U2, and as you can see it lines these ones up in the back, and then R prime. Okay, so this next algorithm is actually a combination of 2 other very, very simple algorithms. So I'm going to bring those up as a reference, just so if you already know these other 2 algorithms, it'll make this algorithm very, very easy. But if you don't know the next 2 I'm about to show, it's fine. This is still a very simple algorithm to learn. So this OLL case is a combination of soon and this very simple case right here. I don't really know if it has a name, but it might. So the first part of the OLL algorithm I'm going to teach you in a second is, like I said, soon. So it goes R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Very, very simple one, and you probably already know it if you've learned to look OLL and PLL. The second part of this is very, very simple. It is F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. So F, then sexy, then F prime. And if you learn to look OLL and PLL, or you're just very good at recognizing cases, you will probably know that one as well. Okay, so those two simple algorithms were a combination of this OLL algorithm here. And you recognize this case because you have this sort of, I don't really know how to describe the shape, but it's pretty easy to recognize. There's only one or two cases that have this kind of setup. And it's kind of like this little shape here. Sorry, that's not very descriptive. One piece here, and then the key is that this piece is white and this piece. There is a case where this one is also white, but this one is only these two are white when you're holding it like this. So as I said, those last two algorithms are a combination. So you start off with the soon. So you do R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, and then it leads right into this T case, which goes F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Okay, so now we have the fifth case, which is a line case. And this one's relatively easy to recognize because you have these two right here and then headlights on either side. So you hold it so that the lines across like this. It doesn't matter it's like this or like this because they're the same from both sides. And you do F, R, and then this is a sexy move, R, U, R prime, U prime. And then in other cases we've done an F prime, not in this one. Then you do another R, and then an F prime. And then you do a wide R, U, R prime, U prime, wide R prime. So the only real tricky part is those wide R moves. It's very similar to the one we just learned, except that on the right side you'll have a bar of 3, and on this side you'll have that dot and the 2 going out like this. So this one is also a combination of two algorithms, so I'm going to bring them up right now. So just like the earlier one, this is a combination of soon, except instead of the T case, it's kind of similar to the T case, but it's executed slightly differently. So first we have the soon, which we already kind of know, but I'll go over it again anyway. And it's R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So soon. And then this case is very, very similar to the T case, except it's with wide F turns. So you do F with both of these, and then sexy move, R, U, R prime, U prime, and then wide F prime with both of these layers. So very, very easy as well. So now that we've gone over those two algorithms that you need to know, this is going to be very easy to execute. You do the soon case, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And then as you can see, we don't have it quite set up the way we want to, so you do U prime, and then set up perfectly to do the wide F, sexy move R, U, R prime, U prime, and then the wide F prime. And there you have that case. So I really hope that this video helped you at least a little, made it a little easier to go through all those OLLs. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any constructive criticism, I would love to hear it as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!